I'm originally from Denmark, but I got a project called BIDEP 2232 here from Türkiye for 3 years, and I also became the Tuba Prize winners for 2020, and I'm honored about that, of course. And I'm a biologist by training. There are several reasons for that. First of all, it was a chance to get a relatively big project where we could establish things like we are talking about later here, the enclosures, mesocosms as we call them. And secondly, because I've been working a lot with Meryem Beklioglu and the Methy group here, and also Koran Özkan from Mersin. So I've been working with people here since 1997, and I love to be here. And thirdly, my interest is now on saline lakes, and Turkey is a very nice, good place to study these kind of things because salinization is going up quite dramatically in many of the systems, and we can study them. And finally, I have also family here. So. Yeah, we have a problem now that we in the world. First of all, we are quite many people. We are using the resources to a much higher extent than is sustainable, and this leads to global warming. And global warming has a lot of consequences. We will run out of water in dry areas, or the surface water we are dealing with will become saline, and this will have consequences for biodiversity, and we will have a problem with agriculture production, and we are at the moment also using too much water for agriculture. For instance, here in Turkey is unsustainable. I'm not sure that this will be possible because there are so many political agendas here that different people have different perception of what is possible and not. But at least at the COP26 they restate that you have to do something with the fossil fuels, and this is the first time they have mentioned that. So I hope there will be better options in the future, but I'm not so convinced that it will reach the 1.5 degrees, it will be high. Yeah, I think it's fair to use the resources. We are part of the ecosystem, but we are also only one species, so we have to think about the rest of the species on Earth. And at the moment we are exploiting the resources to a much higher extent that is reasonable, and this has big consequences for the rest of the ecosystem we are part of. So we are not doing it in a sustainable way, but of course we can use resources, but in a sustainable way like other organisms are. Yeah, but I think that much more is needed. The focus has not been on the ecosystems and the biodiversity, and this should be much more in the future because Turkey is running into big problems because of the climate change, and the water balance will be dramatically changed. And this has consequences for the entire population, not only those working in the field of ecology or in biodiversity, but for the entire population. Because without water, you have no agricultural production, and this has to be sustainable. And people have to get together, those that work with, you can say, water balancers, hydrologists and ecologists and so on. And ecology has been not sufficiently supported at the moment. There should be much more on this here in Turkey, I think. And you are especially vulnerable here in Turkey, so therefore you should especially focus on this area also. No, you're not evaluating that sufficiently well, I think, because you're not. It is more about crop production, and it's agriculture is in focus, and then the rest is just downgraded. See, like Lake Tus, for instance. It's amazing. One of the best places in the world for flamingos. It's completely dry, and there also Lake Dyden, which also was a very big flamingo area. It's also dry now, and it has happened in the last few years that Lake Dyden became completely dry. And I saw it when I came here first time. It was a lot of flamingos. Now it's gone. And this is gone without anyone taking action. So that's the most disappointing thing, that you see these kind of things happening without action.